and we are back for what will be my last cast of the evening. We will have gillyShark at !BingoKnight, which I do not have a command set up, so do not bother putting that in, facing off against ProBUs. And as you said to me, Pink, you're not quite as knowledgeable of Division A, so what are you looking forward to seeing here?
I'm not sure what I'm expecting to see here. It's going to be exciting, though, because I know that there's always that line that changes between A to B to C, right? Mm-hmm. So I am very curious to see, like, the difference, like, where I might be standing at, because I know how, like, my team is, I know how we are as a division, and to see A and see the comparison. So I'm not sure what to expect, but I do know that I'm gonna see something fun.
Also, Raka's calling me out. Going, I'm starting to think Linebust's invitation to co-cast later wasn't really meant. Look, next time, Raka. Anyway, we will be getting into this match. We do see Ultrarak banned out, thank God, and Dragonshire as well. And then by ProBUs, we do see it is going to be Cursed, Hollow, and Sky Temple, leading us to Tomb of the Spider Queen. At least you enjoy Tomb of the Spider Queen.
Yeah, I do. I think it's an interesting map.
That's all you have to say about it. Because, oh look, there's a character you've been talking about a bunch. Oh my god. These teams are on the wrong side. Let me switch everything around. Right, now I'll change on over to the game.
It's going to be a very interesting matchup.
So, do you want to introduce to us the blue side of ProBUs?
Okay, so we have Ektar on Anduin, we have Ace on Tychus, we have John Bunyan on Krovi, we've got Shoepuff on Hogger, and we got 8-Bit on ETC.
And on the other side of gillyShark at !BingoKnight, we have Thundercats on the Malfurion. The Lazy Hydra is there on the Blaze. Chess Looter on that. I forgot his name immediately. Junkrat. Oh my god, how is that? Ikibi? Ikibi is there on that Mephisto. And rounding things out is Stark on the Stitches. Which I'm always scared of Stitches.
Rightfully so.
Let me rephrase. I'm scared of Stitches in like a general. I have no clue where he is. Until I know exactly where he is, then I'm far less scared.
He just comes out of nowhere. What the heck?
Yeah, but just the fear of being hooked is enough. We're looking at the map screen. Thank you for telling me that, Raka, because nothing has really happened too far. I'm going to cut that over. And we do see 8-Bit was in trouble, but does slide out to safety. I'm very happy someone at least told me we're looking at the wrong screen. So we do have W build Chromie coming on back. Hook doesn't quite get fine, but stuck there. But we also see Prog Rock ETC, New Habits on the Blaze as the last thing stacking. Kind of looking at these comps, what team are you leaning towards?
It's really interesting, the Chromie matchup into the Mephisto, because Temporal Loop can work really well into the Mephisto. I do also like seeing the Junkrat pair up with the Mephisto. That's going to be interesting, as well as the Blaze. There's a lot of CC going on for Stitches on the red side. I kind of almost like seeing this comp a little bit more, because it's super fun looking. So I'm gonna go with red team for this game.
Yeah, so we have a gillyShark supporter over there. So we'll see how that holds up by the end of the game. Ooh, Hook coming out from Stitches. Doesn't quite find it, nor did the Sleepy Root hit anyone. Lazy Hydra getting a nice stun as well. 8-Bit getting slowed by that oil, but Stark absolutely getting wailed on by Ace. Tychus is a bit of a hard one to deal with if you're Stitches, so that may be a deciding factor here. I'd like to see Stark go Gorge in this instance. Just helps deal with his... Oh, that man who just got hooked into a Sleepy Root, as Ace does dash out to safety. Also, more stacking talents have been picked up. We do see Inverrhythm on Tychus, and once again, Piercing Light Anduin. It felt like for a while Piercing Light was considered a troll pick. Now everyone seems to be using it. Any opinion on that? Just
For...
leaving that statement sit? You're forgetting your own microphone?
No, I just wasn't sure if you were asking directly. You talking in the rhythm?
No, Piercing Light. Piercing Light and Anduin never used to be the pick, then it suddenly was. What do you think happened?
To be honest, I wouldn't know I'm a damage player, but I never take the talent.
I'm just a little damage player, she says. Just a little guy.
I have no business having an opinion about anything other than damage.
You want to cast, you're gonna have a goddamn opinion on everything. Like my opinion on how I hate casting Infernal Shrines. Fortunately, this is not Infernal Shrines. It's the first time it hasn't been a map 1 Infernal Shrines this day for me. Every other one has been like a map 1 Infernal Shrines. Oh, Thundercat stepping up, actually into danger. Oh, they do get out pretty safely. Fortunately, they're not going against the Stitches, they're just going against the ETC.
Not really a lot of much that Red is able to do right at this moment in time.
They are trying to stall out the objective, which they do. So between EKB and Chess Loose, there's a lot they can do. Ekta, I don't know how they didn't get hooked there in all honesty. They looks like they should have been, but they were barely outside the hook range.
Just barely. I really thought he was going to get hooked there.
I feel like I get hooked by those 110% of the time. Everyone else doesn't seem to get hooked by those. I get hooked every single time. I don't know how I feel about this. Oh. ETC's asleep. And Wins asleep. But they're going for the hard to kill target ETC. And this is where the problem of Stitches comes in. You can get hook combos and such, but if you don't have the kill pressure behind it, it's very dangerous. Lazy Hydra goes down, drops 20 gems, but fortunately they fall towards the safe side of gillyShark, and Thundercats is able to pick them up with ease.
It is still fun to see the Junkrat pair up with the Mephisto. Let's see what happens at level 10. If he takes the Durance and if he's able to get a Concussion Mind in there and maybe Riptire and stuff, maybe we got some good combos going on at 10.
There's some potential very good combo, but Chromie already has her level. Oh, looks like there was a disconnect at some point, but yeah, Chromie did pick up Temporal Loop, and that in itself is scary. As we found out earlier though, Blaze Bunker does help with that. It does mean you can not get rewound, but you have to be a little bit onto it, and they don't have Bunker yet. Oh, the pull onto, oh, Ekta pulls him back. It's tug of war, just 8-bit happens to be for rope.
It looks like Junkrat did a lot of clear up here, so that's not going to get much work.
Junkrat's really good for just doing... This is why Junkrat's banned so much. He's just good at doing a lot of things safely. He does a lot of damage, he does a lot of siege, he can bloody do it from Narnia, but he's safe from everything.
He's also really aggravating.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh look, another trap I've walked into. Oh look, I'm getting knocked away over this wall. Just let me play the goddamn game. We can see 10s are through for ProBUs, so what do we have for that team?
Okay, blue team. Alright, so Anduin takes the Light Bomb. We have Tychus with the Odin. We have Chromie and Temporal Loop. Hogger took a Horde Bolt again. And then we have ETC with Mosh Pit. I
love a good mosh. But on the other side, we do have Twilight Dream, Malfurion, as well as... Oh, A-Bit getting hooked. Doesn't quite get hit by the actual Sleepy Root there, which is interesting. I think so. Stitches does go Gorge now, just seeing that get picked up. We receive a cooldown Bunker Blaze, Riptide, Junkrat, and there is the Durance of Hatred. Or is it just Hate? Durance of Hate on the Mephisto.
Ooh, there's the Riptide, Durance of Hate combo.
That's scary. That's really scary.
It is scary. And Twilight Dream, you don't even need level 20 Durance at that point.
It is just a good... I pick Twilight Dream even if I'm solo healing Malfurion. I just love Twilight Dream. I think it's a very good talent. Heroic.
Do you ever take the upgrade at 20?
No. Oh, sometimes.
It's so much fun. That is so much fun.
But I
want to see it.
I like going Lunar Shower. I know Lunar Shower's not a very good pick half the time. Oh, Thundercats is in trouble. Does silence for Chromie, so they can't get full comboed by her. We do see that is Gorge onto the ETC. So, oh, never mind, grenade found it. Ace just walked up for a grenade and Malfurion died. Stark does get all the gems at least, but now they're a very pretty Pinata sitting there with 43 gems of their own. And Cheslaw just stolen.
That little trap that chases you.
God, I hate that thing so much. Just hearing it makes me aggravated. I'm like, oh, goddamn, not again. Thank God that's not something in Overwatch. I used to play Overwatch a fair amount. If a trap that chased you was an Overwatch, I would lose my mind.
That would be OP in Overwatch.
God, I started playing Overwatch again, and that turned out to be a mistake. Because Overwatch is one of those games where I'll just get lost in it, and just playing with friends, I'll get lost, come back. Oh, it's 2 hours later. Suddenly I need to go to sleep like an hour ago. Whoops.
Yeah, the matches are shorter in comparison, so you just lose track of time.
Oh, EKB getting rewound. Stark was a little bit too early on the hook. I know what they were trying to do, but unfortunately they couldn't quite pull it off, because if they're still in flight while they're coming back at the hook, they can absolutely, they'll just go back to Stitches on hook via actually going back to the rewind. It's kind of the same when you flip Mephisto as Diablo. Diablo could just flip someone from Narnia.
Oh, this map is looking really blue.
Yeah, very ProBUs favored currently. Stark looking to step up, doesn't quite do so. We can just see the grenade falling short of him. But this is a very unfortunate spot for the team of gillyShark. But I do have to say, I know Ace does very much like the Tychus. Fishing hook is through for Stark, that extended hook range. Unfortunately, still couldn't quite find the Tychus, even though it was on the correct trajectory.
I noticed that Anduin has a sword out.
You can't just say that. No, yes, I love that bug, man. Just throwing the W through the gates before it opens and just being able to run with it out is great. Oh, hook from Narnia. 8-bit, however, does W immediately, making sure that Stark can't get the Gorge onto them. And we have a big trap now. We have big, is it Big Az? I can't remember anyway.
Big Az, yeah.
Oh, there's Gorge onto the ETC. But I feel like they're just having a mosh being delivered directly, into them. Nice stun by Lazy Hydra. EKB nearly takes down Ace with that damage. But it's going to be the ETC going down first. Light bomb from inside Stitches. Yeah, I mean, it works out. Ektar goes down next. The sword has been told to put away. Ace gets hit by a Riptide. Doesn't go down. And that is now going to be Stark finding the hook onto Shoepuff from Narnia. That is going to be Hortapult, keeping Shoepuff awake and alive.
Wow, look how many gems the Stitches has, and he just got turned in, so...
Also, Pink, I think someone in the chat has a question for you. Because I have no clue what they're even on about.
Well, Pinkie Pie, yeah, I'm a fan of My Little Pony. I've watched the entire series, Friendship is Magic. And I love Pinkie Pie, but I use the Brutal because I listen to a lot of metal music. So I'm kind of like a Pinkie Pie, but brutal. So
kind of
dumb.
I love all throughout you telling that story. There's just a big team fight going on. No one died.
But good thing no one died.
Oh, Stark trying to get out of here. 52 gems about to be lost. Those are both in a very hard to reach place. That's very unfortunate. And that, well, as I said, the Pinata pops, and unfortunately, none of the red teams are able to pick up the candy that fell out, and it just lies on the floor going to waste.
That is most unfortunate.
And now we're in a spot where, well, there's a fanfic we made with Greater Quick into about. What the? What the hell? Fiction, why do you know this?
That kind of like reminds me of Sweeney Todd almost.
I know, that's what I was thinking of as well. Also, boss call has happened.
We're getting distracted.
I'm reading this like sense of like, what sort of ride is this? As ETC has been told to stand still for the last, like, 4 seconds as boss was picked up. I know things okay. You know what? I'll just let you leave it at that, Fiction. I'm gonna be honest. I believe you when you say I know things. Because I have never heard of this before. But we are gonna be... we are going to be continuing. Handon is available for ProBUs. Has taken a little bit longer than expected. I'd like to see them have dropped this like immediately after the boss. But they did get Bruiser as well. So there's going to be a big push coming up mid. Top basically done now. Boss is down. And it looks like they're going to be pushing bot instead. And Lazy Hydra does actually drop into bunker. But Rewind is not... Well, is going to find them. Oh, nice put fair from Stark. Hydra gets to live.
That's a rare thing to see.
Friend hook being used?
Well, just in that circumstance. I mean, there was minions around and everything, and that was just, it was a beautiful one.
Oh, that time I got a minion. You know what? We got the hook that matters. Oh.
That's right.
Oh, oh dear.
Poor Stitches.
Yeah, poor Stitches indeed. But we do see it is going to be a
Walls are not his friends.
Nope. Unfortunately, Hogger makes it so walls will never be your friend. Unless you're Hogger. Walls are very much your friend if you're Hogger.
That's true. That's true.
Alright, one Web Weaver is on the core now. It will get up a wave just before it goes down, I believe. Yes, it does. But now we're just getting the side of ProBUs just opening everything up. We can see Fort's falling, or keeps falling, I should say. And their core is going to be fine being a very loose term. There's going to be a lot of pressure coming on from now. We see gillyShark is going to be trying their best to defend. Bunker Blaze coming on out. Light Bomb doesn't quite find the Blaze. Blaze leads into the left, but will go down to the end. We still have all 5 team members of ProBUs up, so gillyShark has a tall order ahead of him now with just, well, with only 4 of them.
Ooh, here comes the Gorge and the Hogger. Not sure if that's... Unfortunately, I don't think that's going to do anything for that.
Silence on 8-bit. 8-bit getting really low. Pull from the Anduin. 8-bit and the Iktar both fine. And Hook came out after the Hourglass.
They're low and they're going to have to back out here. I don't know if you caught it earlier, but when Chromie got the trap on her, I don't know if you saw that trap on her, but it was up on her neck.
I did not see that.
That was really interesting to see. The trap like took over her body.
I mean, Chromie is like a really small character, so it makes sense, but jeez. Good camp steal, by the way, from ProBUs. Just picking it up before gillyShark can even get in there. But I'll say what ProBUs has, because I've always been making you do the 10s and 20s first. I guess I should do it first for once. But we do have Censure on the Anduin. We do actually have a hook onto Ector, never mind, because Ector does drop that light bomb under them. They're quickly going down. Stark does get pushed back. You can see Iktar has just been healing themselves through everything. Stark does go for the Gorge. Meanwhile, we can see Cheslud and EKB getting relatively low. Anduin dropping out middle things there. Finally goes the Anduin. Shoepuffs does put EKB into the wall. Big red button dropped by Ace as well. It doesn't quite find it, but we do see that it is going to be the Blaze going down next. EKB relatively low does get to safety of the core. But now we have Camp plus Odin pushing in. And that's going to be in danger. We just see the Riptide being pushed back. Does find decent amount of damage. 8-bit does use the blink to get out. And that core is quickly falling. And that looks to be the game over.
Yeah. That Odin got that value in the end. Ooh.
Odin does a scary ability. Like, Odin's so good at pushing, because that auto attack range just also leaves you outside of the core radius, I believe.
Uh-huh. And then with that level 20 upgrade, I mean, he's in that thing for a hot minute.
Mm. Right.
It's kind of sad I didn't get to see a lot of, as much as I'd hope with, like, combos with the red team, but it is what it is.
It is what it is, indeed. Is there anything you want to make a note about the talents here?
Let me take a look. I don't think I see anything. Well, Bolt to the Store, I don't think I usually see that one too often with ETC. Usually you see something like Deathmosh or something. But I guess in this matchup, he wasn't, maybe he didn't feel the need to use it. But I think that's honestly it, because I'm not really seeing anything that stands out to me, and I'm not too familiar with Stitch's builds.
The Stitches one is relatively standard. It's what I run when I play Stitches. I feel like Vile Cleaver is a thing that is used for... I don't see as much there, but it does still make sense.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, going back.
One thing. One thing. The level 4 for Mephisto, he did take W build, so I am curious to know why the shield wasn't taken instead of Spite.
I mean, Spite just... I think the idea is you're rotating between lanes, so you're getting globes. So it does help with your cooldown reduction, and it does do more healing. It does allow the globes to do more healing, so I can see how it makes sense for this map, especially when you're going top bot. Yeah. Oh, sorry, top mid.
When you say it like that, that does make a lot of sense.
Right, and looking at stats, a little bit one-sided in terms of kills. ProBUs did very well this game. We can see actually Hogger did most hero damage and most siege in the game. 135 siege, 57k hero damage compared to Junkrat 129k siege and 48k hero damage from Mephisto. We can see also Hogger 18k soak compared to Junkrat's 13k soak. And healing, Anduin did have 74,000 compared to Malfurion's 55. But there are also a lot of just quick fights that Malfurion couldn't quite heal for. Yeah, I don't know what to say there. That's really all I have to kind of offer on that kind of stat screen.
You do better than I do when it comes to stats. I always forget about the healer.
Look, sometimes you forget your healer and you get judged for it. But we will have map number 2. What do you think gillyShark needs to kind of do different now that we're going to Garden of Terror?
I think they're going to need something a little bit more sustaining in these team fights. I think that's where some things kind of fell flat. So in order to do better in these team fights, especially into what they had last time, something that, like I said, that sustain is going to be big here, as well as something that's a camp and stuff like that. So Greymane could be good here. Avala even could be good here. So
yeah, I guess we'll have to wait and see what that is. So we'll be starting up the game now. I do hope that gillyShark can make this a free map series. Oh yeah, they do play those heroes. I looked at, oh yeah, that does happen, huh? So it looks like both teams have gone a little bit more macro heavy for this map. So I'll be interested to see what happens. So what I'm going to do is swap into the game, and you can introduce to us the red team of gillyShark in just a few moments. There we go now.
All right. So for Junkrat, we have Chest Looter, we have Tyrael, the Lazy Hydra, we have Ekibi on Zeratul, we have Thundercats on Anduin, and Stark on Samuro.
Right, and on the other side, we do have Ace on Alarak. Bottom, we do have John Bunyan on that Zagara. Mid, we do have 8-Bits on the Joanna, Ekta on the Rhaegar, and Shoepuff there on the Dahaka. So interesting we see Dahaka coming mid instead of the Alarak. Alarak is going into the offlane. Thank you for following Cavella. Hope you're doing well. But we do now see Shoepuff. Oh, that's one of your people? Oh yeah, they're in custom nights. I do remember that. Oh, Dahaka actually hits tongue onto the correct person. Stark trying to get out to safety. And we now see there is a 4-man running at a bit scared of a, oh, Stark's trying their best, but this is, I'm just watching this. Oh no. The tower shot takes him out.
They are chasing quite a bit. But, I mean, they have the Zagara here pushing him bottom lane.
Yep. Ekibi, meanwhile, is pushing in top. Shoepuff chasing him off. Doesn't hit the tongue. Nice blink by Ekibi. Actually saving him from getting tongue. But now we see John Bunyan just continuing that push.
I love these names. I like the Chest Looter, the John Bunyan. This is a Lazy Hydra. These are fun. And Thundercats.
I like the name of Shoepuff as well as a good one.
Yeah,
I think Thundercats may be one of my favorites. Maybe John Bunyan.
I'm wondering if Ace has to do with like card specifically, or potentially One Piece. They have a Fire Fist Ace.
Ace is 7th Ace in Discord. Just you can't have a number at the start of your name. I found out in HOTS.
Okay.
So there you go. That's who that is. But we do see Stark is taking camps. A lot of his camps being pushed out really quickly. Like, these teams are going for these camps, like, not leaving anything to chance. 8-bit looking to invade, actually. Lazy Hydra kind of forcing the Joanna out. And we do see the push continuing bottom for Zagara. And oh, look, Junkrat traps just pushing things everywhere.
There's that Junkrat being a menace.
Ah, good old Rubbish Rodent doing his job. And Stark gets out of safety once again. Just Samurai is one of those ones where it's usually hard to catch, but Stark has been a little bit pressured so far this map.
I gotta be honest and say that I didn't notice the Tyrael pick at first. And even
You
though
even said it!
I know, and it didn't register for me.
Iktar getting very aggressive, by the way. We see Thundercats goes down to the Alarak. Ace doesn't quite find the Q or the E onto Lazy Hydra either, so they get to escape. And this may just be an objective given over to the side of ProBUs. gillyShark, I don't know if that is a good idea to push in. They're thinking about it anyway. Oh, Stark, unfortunately, his clones did not go the way they anticipated. Iktar gets hit with a bomb. Ace gets hit with a bomb. Iktar gets hit with a sword. Oh, look, Junkrat's doing Junkrat things. Concussion Mine doesn't quite find anything. Hydra just walks up and slaps Ace in the butt with a glyph. And this objective, now Thundercats is the one channeling it.
Yeah, that was really good poke by the Junkrat being able to stall that because meanwhile you have red team, you know, doing whatever they want in the map while 4 of them are trying to cap this objective.
I feel like very much it was just people were respawning and the Junkrat poke saved them. But Alarak is getting very aggressive, looking to invade camp essentially. Ace then does walk immediately over the Junkrat trap, so they have revealed themselves. Chess Looter and Thundercats backing on up. We see the dodge onto the... We saw the dodge onto the pole, walks back into the queue, but still managed to save themselves by a concussion mine. And now we see all 5 people are down here, huh? They want this camp.
They want this camp. I think they get to have this camp because 2 of them are not even there. Oh, and
EKB is fine.
Yeah, he's just blinking out.
It's a bloody Zeratul at the end of the day. That's fine.
And Junkrat just gets to poke this from far and clean it right up.
No, that's also one way to clean it. Just knock it over, yeah.
Yeah.
And we're up to the next objective.
Yep, and blue team's already setting up for this objective.
No. Can't, as I say, Junkrat's not quite in position to stall again this time. Oh, never mind, the sword stalled. Right, we're still in position. Ace getting very low, actually. We got that armor stripping from Stark there. The, I can't remember what it's called at level 1. The red... the W talent? The Q talent? Yeah, W talent. Way of the blade. And now we see Concussion Mines directly on top of the objective, so Junkrat can stall for even longer. 8-bit actually being chased out by Stark. Stark backing up, swapping with their clone. Why is this such a spread out? I just need to zoom all the way out at this point. If you push Shift Z, you zoom all the way out.
Oh, fantastic. I like it. Thank you.
So Z is like part way out, Shift Z is all the way out.
Yeah, I use Z, but I did not know about the Shift Z. Thank you for that.
No worries. It's great when it's like more chaotic fights such as these. I don't usually like being this far out, but when everything is so spread out, it makes sense. This objective is still going.
Yeah, and you know, Zagara now that has with the level 7, when she gets that quest done, we're gonna see that she's gonna be able to stall this objective just like the Junkrat is able to.
Oh. God, what a nightmare.
Look at the, them trying
Thundercats is being chased.
Yeah.
They do get hit by 8-bit. The tongue comes out. That is Thundercats being found. There is a Q from Ace and that's them going down. Stark is in the midst of everything. But Shootbuff getting actually cooldown reduction from Symbiosis, being able to W more and more. And we can see that is Stark going down. John Bunyan is now the one channeling objective. Does get stalled again by Lazy Hydra. I'm gonna have a nap.
He still got that concussion mine there.
I'm just gonna put my chair blanket around me and just have a nap as we stall out this objective for 10 years. It looks like it will actually go through this time, while the camp is being stolen by 8-bit and Ace bottom. See, Ektar does heal up John Bunyan, and 10s are through. So ProBUs does have the Ancestral Healing available to them. They have Blessed Shield, Devouring Maw, Adaptation on Dahaka, which is definitely an interesting one, and the Counter-Strike Elric. And what do we see from gillyShark?
And on the other side, we have Junkrat with Rocket Ride. Interesting. Oh, we got Judgment Material. We got Might Nurizim for the Zeratul. We got Light Bomb with the Anduin, and we got Illusion Master for the Samuro.
Oh, this is where the Samuro gets tricky. Also, thank you, Icy Morning, for raiding. Welcome, Raiders. Hope you're doing well. Unfortunately, this is going to be the last map that we are casting tonight. So, we'll see how... Well, this may be the last map, actually, is saying that. Is this the second map or the third map?
This is the second map.
Okay. We may have another map after this. Apparently, I'm losing track of everything now that we're here. But we'll see how it goes. Also, thank you for following Pidge. Also, hi, Jocket and Nick. Right, we are going to be pushing in. Shoopuf actually getting quite aggressive now, taking a few shots from Mattel. Lazy Hydra is actually going to have to back out, however, we see them backing up. Stark is now here with their clones, but all the while, it is Ace channeling the objective. 8-Bit was keeping those Shamblers off of them, and they do get it. I always find Adaptation a weird pickup for, what's his name? Dahaka. I'm always surprised when it's not Isolation. How often do you see Adaptation picked up in Div B?
I believe when we did the co-casting the last time, someone did take Adaptation. If I remember correctly. I can't remember what teams those were. It was Gersmore's team and Spooky Goat.
Oh, Team Sad the Spooky Ghost, right, yeah.
Yeah. They did have an adaptation, which we had covered. I thought it was kind of different too. So I guess it's more common than I thought it would. But against this comp, where you have a lot of like heroes potentially like bunched up onto each other. I know you got Illusion Master, but I mean, like, look at him bunched up right now.
God, the Light Bomb Judgment would be interesting. Oh, nice more. Actually, never mind. I hit 2 clones. Actually, no, one of them was a real one. Oh, there's the Judgment. There's no Light Bomb to follow up. Oh, no, there's a Light Bomb. Ace is getting in trouble. Do dash out. And Bomb cannot find Ace. They do not lose any of their sadism. They're at 155 sadism already. That's a lot. And unfortunately, Thundercats, desperate prayers, but they cannot get out of there. They're a little bit in trouble.
I love seeing the Zagara work right now.
Well, you actually quite like Zagara, don't you? You play it a lot.
Yeah, and it's always banned now, so...
Do you remember when Zagara was like, had her terrifying Q build phase?
Yes, when she first got reworked. Yeah, that was insane. It wasn't for very long, because they like, the moment they did it and it went live, I think they realized they made a mistake.
You say it wasn't very long, but it was like 4 or 5 months.
That's true.
And Lazy Hydra stole their point with Holy Field, Blocking Field, whatever it's called. Holy Ground. There we go. That time, I actually enjoyed that time playing Zagara because I played a shit ton of Zagara during that time.
How could you not find that fun?
There was exactly 1 NGS match I got to play. Oh my god, they just light bombed the Junkrat as Junkrat went flying in. That's terrifying.
I wonder if he goes into Rocket Ride and they do the bomb ahead of him, does it...
I imagine it works like Light Bomb Falling Sword.
Yeah?
Oh, Iktar's in trouble. That was on their bingo card, lol. That's right, they do actually have a bingo card when they play this. And Zagara finishes her quest.
Yep, and now they're 16 and Zagara has that percent now. So.
Corrosive Saliva,
Wait. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, is in I play offlane and I hate seeing this talent.
I thought for a second there that was the name of the level 4. That's why I paused for a second there, because I actually enjoy taking spines as well at level 4.
I like invented spines a lot. It lets you just shoot someone once and be like, wait, why is all my health disappearing?
Yeah, it works well into like shield targets too, because then you could just, the poison eats the shield.
Yep.
Or a finishing move, really, because you think that the you're gonna get out, and then she's got her creeps down, and she just like quickly comes up
away.
and throws
Yep.
that. Yep.
Also, I have to note that the sadism reset onto Ace is actually was very vital for gillyShark, as that really lowers just how much potency they had. I think they're up to 160 by the time they died. So what, 60% less damage is a very large margin actually in this game.
A seed is sprouting.
I think that's how it works. Yeah, not quite.
I don't.
Not
have
quite
a-
160. Where were you at, Venice? Was it like 150 something? I remember seeing 150. But 160% bonus damage to 100% damage. Okay. Oh, Sun came out into Lazy Hydra. I actually don't know the math of how sadism works, in all honesty.
Neither do I. I don't play the game.
So it's 260 to 200 reduction. Okay.
Oh, he's right there.
Oh god, he's doing maths. Oh, Ace.
He didn't even notice.
At least they only lost 5 sadism. It wasn't as bad as like 60 sadism they lost for. Nice unstop by Ektar. Lightborn coming on top of Lazy Hydra. Does actually hit Ektar, but they keep going for 8-bit instead. Ektar being forced out. They do have Ancestral if need be, but they're going to be fine. I'm gonna be honest, seeing the math happen in chat from Ace makes me go, man, I hate doing math.
Me
Screw
too.
that. Oh, Shoepuff steals top camp. Siege camp is still up and available on the side of gillyShark. Well, the top siege camp, I should say, is on the side of the gillyShark still. You can see that all while Stark is trying to clear things up. But they're wanting to make sure their camp doesn't get stolen again. So they'll clean up as much as possible. And Winner was actually alone for a little bit, but Thundercats is ultimately going to be fine. And both teams steadily making their way towards 20s.
Oh, I'm sorry. Am I calling 20? Oh wait, no.
We're not even there yet.
Oh my goodness, I'm just like watching this. And
How
you said
zoned out are you? Are you just like watching the match going, oh wait, I meant to be saying things?
Yeah, I'm trying to like watch it because this. I'm enjoying this match. It's unique. You don't usually see like 2 melee assassins in here, and I'm trying to also see where he's putting his illusions and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm always impressed. I'm bad at Illusion Master, I'll state. So I always go Bladestorm. But it just so happens Bladestorm works out for me a fair chunk. So I'm also Tahaka's just going core.
Oh, he is. I
The
did
Haka
see him
core.
in bottom lane just doing the hacker thing.
Oh.
And
Now
they're
that's
gonna get
half
this
of Shoe
objective.
Buff's. Oh, nice time.
Ooh, poor Johanna.
No, Joanna gets to live. Ancestral's there. Oh, charge coming out onto Ektar, but Lazy Hydra forced to back up immediately. Chest Looter does have Shoepuff on top of him. Does use the Rocket Ride, getting out safely enough. And Shoepuff doesn't quite get hit by it. Does Lazy Hydra get to
the
half?
upgrade?
What, to Rocket Ride?
To take like the additional ult, or if he's, but I don't think he will. He's going Q build.
I imagine he goes, yeah. The Cannonball. Oh, Shoepuff having to pop that. It works out, actually. I don't know if it was necessary. Well, it depends how much health they lose here. Yeah, it was necessary. Yep, that definitely saved them. Oh, knock back onto Chest Looter. Lazy Hydra, another one in trouble, does teleport out to safety. However, Shoepuff is right there to catch them. Is there any Q from him? Oh, Lazy Hydra doubles back and actually escapes. All while we do see Zagara is channeling the objective bottom, and that will be a 2-3 to 2-3 seed. Whoever gets the next seed, well, no, maybe not. If gillyShark gets the next seed, it very much may help even things out. If ProBUs gets the next seed, it very much may be the end. Also, nice knockback from Chest Looter, actually getting out just before the Moor could find them.
That would have been really sad to have the for Junkrat.
Being in the mid-air and just being caught by a Moor? Yeah.
Yeah.
That
But it would have been
sucked.
fun to see.
Alright, now that we're at 20s, considering you're wanting to jump the gun so much, what 20s do we have for ProBUs?
So with Rhaegar, we've got the upgraded Ancestral here, Farseer Blessing. Johanna took Blinded by the Light. We have Zagara with Hacked Instinct. Then we have Dehaka taking change is survival, and then we have Alarak who took deadly charge.
I do like good deadly charge. Oh, Shoepuff is very stuck. The blinded by the light keeps Shoepuff alive long enough for their adaptation to go off. They actually do get to live it. We see 20s are now through for the side of gillyShark at Bingo Night. We do see it as Cannonball, Junkrat, Judgment upgrade of Angel of Justice from the Tyrael, Twilight Falls, Cincha, and rounding things out is the Free Blade style on the Samurai, so just upping their damage, or their clone's damage.
And there's that cannonball like we had talked about earlier.
Yeah. So Junkrat is even more annoying at stalling now. Especially with endless grenades at level 16, that's quite infuriating to go into. Also, Samurai clones are just all over the place and EKB is just joining them. Actually, that's a good point. There's 3 melee assassins being played, not just 2, now that I think about it.
Oh, Rhaegar might actually be in trouble.
Farseer's blessing, Rhaegar's fine for a bit. John Bunyan, on the other hand, isn't. We do see it's Zagara going down. Oh, Junkrat knocking Shoepuff back. Thundercat's wanting to channel. Shoepuff says no, getting on top of them. All while we see blocking field stopping 8-Bit from going anywhere. And now it's going to be Shoepuff in the firing line. 8-Bit still going, and we can see that it is Samurai down. So what was a good spot for the side of gillyShark is now not, as ProBUs does even up this playing field.
And look at this Junkrat just trying to get himself out of danger, but putting himself in a situation to make some pain on players.
That's a lot of damage. But it's also 0-2 down. And Ekta should be safe to pick this up, and that may be the end for gillyShark at Bingo Night. I don't know if it is for certain, but we've definitely got a lot of pressure pushing. Shoepuff, what the hell? Adaptation has been popped. And Shoepuff's just gone core. And that Plantier has decided to attack a different building as opposed to the core.
The rest of his team is here now too. Well, besides minus Zagara, who's on her way.
But I don't even know if Zagara gets here. That core is quickly falling. 2 Plantiers on top of it already. We can see Thundercats is here. We do know that Samurai is back. That core is dropping pretty quickly. We do see Tyrael goes down. The damage reduction from the Tyrael Angel can only do so much. And that is the game and the series going over the side of ProBUs. GG's, well played, both sides. So,
Zagara barely made it for the family photo.
yeah, Division A, how do you feel at the end of all that?
That was a lot to see. Very interesting compositions or type of heroes that are played. I don't think I see Alarak too often in our division, so that was really cool to see that. As well as like the Samurai, we do see Zeratul, and we do see Tyrael a lot. So, as well as Junkrat. So, but to see the Samurai especially, as well as Alarak, and seeing Zagara, who I'm a Zagara fan of. So
I feel like Division B is the only division I haven't seen an Alarak player this season. Disappointing.
Yep. Just a tad. Then again, I'm not pressing for it.
Right. So, talking about, let's have a look at stats. Right, I'm going to give you one last chance to do this properly tonight. Tell us the stats, Pink.
Alright. So we'll go ahead and start off with Dehaka here with over 21k on Soap versus the next one, which is the Zeratul at over 15k worth of Soap. What's really interesting that I'm seeing right off the back is Dehaka is just like the top stats across the board, as well as like top kills for blue team. So that's really fun to see. And then just up behind that, Zagara's damage was coming up into that. Alarak was shortly behind that as well. And for the other team, it looks like Samurai had the highest damage, period, followed by Junkrat and the Zeratul. And as for heal outs, we've got Rhaegar with the highest heal outs compared to the Anduin by like nearly 30k. So
you did it. You remembered the healers. How's it feel for getting it right?
It feels good. I'm not gonna lie.
Hell yeah. Anyway, looking at talents real quick. Everything here, God, this is where we get into less picked things. Samuro, I do play a little bit of. I do know that Critical Strike at level 1 is definitely not picked as often. Often we do see Windwalk build, but in terms of wanting to fight more, this Samuro build is very good for it. Healers, both kind of very standard. I don't know how to play Zeratul, don't even ask. Don't know how to play Tyrael, don't even ask. Junkrat, interesting to see we did go the Q build instead of E build, so often you do see Junkrat trapped. But the Q build, that's stalling, even though it didn't quite work out in gillyShark's favor this map, the Qs did excellent work at actually meaning they could stay in a lot of these fights. Otherwise, everything else kind of makes sense on the side of ProBUs as well. Anything stand out to you?
I thought it was kind of interesting, which it kind of makes sense going in like Zeratul versus like the Zagara. But for me, I feel like instead of Spell Shield, I like taking the Hydra at 13 as well, because that's the heal out that she gets, as well as like then you pair it up with like the percent and everything else. So I personally enjoy taking the upgrade for that. As for, and I don't need to touch the Samuro, you pretty much already called it. Junkrat was very interesting to see what their build. Usually, like you said, it is trap build, but lately I've also been seeing a lot of concussion mine build Junkrats, and those have been a pain in the butt to see. I think I almost prefer trap build into Junkrats than the concussion mine build Junkrat. But as far as anything else, no, I think everything else seems fairly standard. Besides, we already covered, the Dehaka ult. So.
So just reading A saying Spell Shield helps deny the Zeratul blow up for only a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was saying. It's like that's really the only person that it would make sense to do that. But me, I feel like I'm still gonna do the other, because if he comes at me, I'm just gonna give him all of my little fun friends, and that might be going down anyways.
Right. But that is kind of the end of what we're doing tonight. You have now gone from 1 cast to 4 casts under about how you're feeling now. You have done a few kind of quick fire casts in a row.
I would say that my first one, you could tell I was probably a lot more. I felt like I was a little bit more hysterical as far as like my interactions, because I was very nervous. But tonight, I felt a lot more comfortable and confident. I had some slip ups with trying to call some things, but I feel like that's something that I'll fix in time and getting used to stuff like that.
I
but
still slip up calling things. You're fine.
It was great. It was great. Like I enjoy this a lot, and I want to get into actual casting here in the near future. So when I'm ready, still
and when
have
you do finally get into casting, where will people be able to find you on Twitch or anything like that?
PiNkblAcKoUt. I'm PiNkblAcKoUt on Twitch.
So a little bit different to your in-game name. I'll have to keep that in mind for next time.
Oh no, it's no, in the Nexus I'm PiNkblAcKoUt.
Oh, that's right. It's just Discord. We are not.
Correct.
Ugh. God, stop making things confusing. No, but that will be it from us for the evening. I've been your host, VLineBus. At this point, you probably know where to find me, considering you're already here. But I'm basically at the same place on here, YouTube, and Twitter. But that will be it for us. Thank you so much for joining me, Pink. It has been a pleasure. But without further ado, that is going to be us. I wish everyone good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending where you are in the world, because time zones, they're very weird. But I'll see you all in the Nexus. Take care, everyone.